Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Let's start by talking about our recent precipitation. Here on the left we have precip in inches for the past 7 days. We had a good series of storms come in over the last week or so, which brought pretty good precip to the northern portions of the Great Basin, northern Nevada, Idaho, and across much of the mountains of Utah, especially across the north. 30-day percent of average is still not great. Some areas have popped above normal here over southern Idaho and some of the higher elevations of Utah, but we still have some dry spots out there. Southern Nevada, western Wyoming, and the central Idaho mountains didn't get a ton of precip in the last month or so. Okay, snowfall over the past 72 hours is shown here. We do have a storm moving in today, and that's where we've seen this precip over Idaho, northern Nevada, and parts of northern Utah, having moved in overnight. Current snow information is shown here with the current snow depth on the left and the percent of normal snowpack on the right. Our snow depth has been increasing with the recent snowstorms over the past week, and our snowpack has as well. So we can see here on the right, the areas that are shaded in green are right around normal for the time of year. So we've seen an increase in those values over northern Nevada and the mountains of Utah and southern Idaho here. We still have some areas that are below average for the time of year, central Idaho, Wyoming, still much of central and southern Utah, and even along the Sierra front. So we need more snow. We've had some that definitely has helped, but we have more snow in the forecast, so we expect to continue to see these values coming up. All right, so this morning's satellite imagery is showing an area of low pressure moving through the Great Basin today. That's kicking off the snow showers and some rain that we see out there today. Again, by this afternoon, we're still seeing pretty good moisture in place across the north and into eastern Nevada and Utah. Ventilation rates are pretty good across Nevada and portions of Utah, but low across the north. Transport winds are shown here on the left. Higher values over Idaho or Nevada. The winds aren't quite as high over Idaho, or the higher elevations of Utah should still see some breezy winds today. And then the mixing heights are reasonable across much of the area, especially over Nevada and western Utah. Maximum temperatures for today are on the warmer side. Yesterday was a very cold day, but we're seeing those temperatures increase today and through the remainder of the work week. So highs around 30 or around freezing or a little bit higher across the north. Highs near 50 here in parts of western and southern Nevada. So definitely not as cold as what we have seen recently. Probability of precip shown here on the right. Again, as that storm moves through most areas across the north and east, we'll see some precip. Still drier chances over Nevada, western and southern Nevada. On Thursday and Friday should be kind of a break day, especially across the north and some of the storms, but storms could continue across Idaho. On Thursday, ventilation rates are not great on Thursday. Transport winds are pretty light across much of the area, except for western Wyoming, which could see some breezier conditions. And then the mixing heights are quite low on Thursday, contributing to those low ventilation rates. On Friday, we'll see that kind of shortwave ridge building in, or continuing to be in place for some generally warmer temperatures, again above freezing, maybe up into the 40s plus in some areas. Ventilation rates still staying fairly low. And we see the next low pressure system off the California coast that will be moving in on Saturday. Transport winds staying pretty low on Friday. We see the winds picking up a little bit over California and far western Nevada. And then the mixing heights remain pretty low across the area. So our ventilation rates will be not great on Friday anywhere. That leads us to our forecasted clearing index for Utah. Today we see some reasonably high values across the higher elevations of Utah where we're seeing those gustier winds. But after today, the values really decrease Thursday into Friday with lighter winds, low mixing heights, and poor ventilation. The 3-day precipitation totals are shown here. Again, looking for some good precip over western Idaho, down into southeast Idaho and western Wyoming in the higher elevations of Utah and northeast Nevada, so drier across the south. On Saturday, our next storm system moves into the western U.S. and will bring an increase in precipitation to the entire geographic area. Ventilation rates, again, remaining low across the north and east, but maybe a little bit higher over Nevada. On Sunday, that storminess continues. The low continues to drop further south through the basin, bringing some showers, or increasing the chance of some showers across the southern portions of the area. Ventilation rates still staying pretty poor. And more of the same is expected on Monday. We really expect to see the stormy pattern continue through the weekend into the first part of next week, with daily rain and snow showers possible, and low ventilation rates. So finally, by maybe late Tuesday, we'll start to see some clearing across the basin. And precipitation accumulations for days 4 and 5 are shown here. This is Sunday and Monday. Again, looking at a good chance for some precip across much of the Great Basin. The totals aren't as impressive as this first storm that's coming through for today and the next couple, well, mainly today. But we see the precip filling in across the south, so a better chance of maybe some rain across the southern portions of the basin here. And the extended forecast taking us January 24th through the 30th brings above normal temperatures into really the entire country, and then below normal chances for precip across much of the Great Basin as we head into the end of the month. This concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Friday for the latest updates.